Okay. Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Happy New Year. Thank you for stopping by. And I saw this story. I heard about this morning, but I decided to try to rest after the morning live stream. I'm still like sick and congested. I was actually coughing up mucus earlier. I was like, ugh. So I decided to rest a little bit. But now I finally started looking into the story about this missing 5-year old boy out of Alabama, 5 years old. And it's weird. It's weird. It's sus. And I don't think it's going to have a good turnout, to be honest with you. The boy's name is Johnathan Everett Boley from Jasper, Alabama. I'm going to show you a picture in a bit. Or maybe I should show it now. Let me do that. There's actually a bunch of pictures, but show this one. There's a bunch of pictures on the news stations and Facebook. A 5-year old boy. And he has gone missing. So he went missing on yesterday, I believe, right? Yeah, yesterday at 11:30 a.m. 4 feet tall, weighs about 50 pounds. Initially, they were saying he was a 4-year-old, but he's 5. He's a 5-year-old boy. Last seen December 31st at 11:30 a.m. in the 7,000 block of Highway 195, Jasper, Walker County, Alabama. It's a rural area. Let's see if I have the map here. The whole thing is sus. It is not looking good at all. Oh, I'll just show you right here. I guess this is the address. They're saying it's a rural area at 11:30. The boy and the dog. The boy is with the dog. This area here of Alabama. Massive, massive search going on right now. There's actually 2 press conferences too that we got to go over. As I was covering this, apparently like another one came out. So, goes missing 11:30 a.m. They're saying that at the time he was wearing a yellow Mickey Mouse shirt, black pants, Paw Patrol shoes, and he may be accompanied by a black dog, possibly a family pet. The child was believed to be in extreme danger. I wonder why. I don't know if it's because the father, maybe apparently he's a nut job, because apparently he has explosives all over his property, and apparently in some of the search areas, I believe. He was in the care of his father at the time of his disappearance. He was scheduled to return to his mother, who was flying in from Florida that day. So the day he's supposed to go back to his mother in Florida, this kid goes missing. And apparently somebody in the chat said too that the kid visits dad once a year for a couple of days or something like that. This is like making me think like Travis Decker, that psycho. The mother felt bad and let the kid see the dad for a couple of days, and this dude goes off and kills his $3. I hope that's not the case, but it's not looking good. And they're saying during initial search of the father's property, deputies discovered explosive materials both inside the home and scattered around the grounds. Explosives. So they had a temporary suspension of the search. The father's name is Jameson Kyle Boley, 40 years old. He was arrested because of these explosives. Neighbors have reported hearing frequent explosions in the area. So this guy not only has explosions, but he's like testing out these bombs and shit on his property, yo. Like, what the hell is going on here? Wow. So they've been using ground teams, helicopters, thermal imaging. We're going to take a look at some of that search too. Let's see. And the thing is, so the boy is missing and the dog is missing, which I think is kind of odd too. Where'd the dog go? He also has a brother. So the mother of of missing Johnathan Everett Boley is Angel Boley. That's her name, and she lives in Florida, where I'm at in Florida, where Johnathan lives with his mother most of the time. Johnathan and his 6-year-old brother were on a short 5-day visitation with their father, Jameson, in Jasper, Alabama, over the holidays. The boys were scheduled to be returned to Angel on January 1st, New Year's Day, and she was flying into Alabama to pick them up. When Johnathan wasn't returned as planned and went missing on December 31st, it was the custody arrangement that was triggered the report. They have a custody thing. The mother works at the guest services director at Dayspring Camp and Conference Center and Episcopal Retreat Facility. Okay. I don't know. So the whole thing is us. Let's look at the first. Let me see the first press conference over here. This was, I think they've been doing daily, like multiple press conferences. Let's take a look at this. I don't know if it's the same one. Let's see.
Y'all want to go ahead and record some sound?
That's what I'm wondering. What's up with that's a good question. What's up with the brother, the 6-year-old? I haven't heard anything about the brother.
You want to record something real quick? Or?
Was the brother with the father as well? Yeah, where's the 6-year-old?
We'll
I'm assuming the 6-year-old is safe because they're only talking about the 5-year-old, but that is a good, legitimate question.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all still need help today? Or?
I think we got enough people. So, biggest thing I need people to do, live in the area, is to make sure they're checking the vehicles, checking their garages, carports, and things of that nature. Check any game cameras if they have them that's close to the search area. We've been out from 1 o'clock yesterday till 3 o'clock this morning with drones and aviation. Aviation's fueled back up. They're getting back out. We haven't had as much as one heat signature, to indicate that the kid's in the woods. So it would indicate that either he's not in the woods or he's under something, But we haven't found the dog either. It's supposed to be
the dog?
The little brother said that when they were at the wood line, that the brother and the dog went across the fence line, and he went back to tell the dad that the brother had went across the fence line.
So the brother, if you guys could hear that, I just bumped up the volume. Apparently the brother witnessed this whole thing go down with the dog
Okay,
and
nobody's
the 5-year-old.
the little brother said that when they were at the wood line, that the brother and the dog went across the fence line, and he went back to tell the dad that the brother had went across the fence line.
Okay.
Nobody's seen him.
Okay, so that's the last time he was seen was in the woods.
Allegedly, yeah.
Okay. So do y'all feel like he's probably in the woods?
The thing that I don't want people to take searches upon themselves that's not connected or signed in to help search, just because of the dad having explosive devices and different things set up on the property. So
We're 1 minute. Then we'll let you get out of here. All right, so I'll ask you about that, and just that's about it, basically, pretty much.
Okay, that's odd. I guess that was like an informal conversation. They muted it again. Okay. No audio.
Well, there's a lot of people here that are all in desperate need to find Johnathan and find him quickly. We've got Walker County Sheriff Nick Smith. He's here. You've got a lot of agencies here, a lot of people here. What's next as y'all get started?
So the search for Johnathan started yesterday. We got a call about 12:28 about a missing child, 4 years old. the report that we got when we got here, the child is actually 5 years old. The indications were that him and his brother were outside playing around the fence line with a dog, with a lab mixed dog with a white chest. The brother said that the dog and his brother went across the fence line. He went back to notify the father that the brother had crossed the fence line. There was about a 2-hour delay at this point that we have narrowed down. There was a 2-hour delay in calling law enforcement to get us out here.
2-hour delay in calling law enforcement. I don't know. Was dad trying to do a search of his own before calling? And I don't know. Maybe there is no nefarious. I don't know if the brother was there. The other brother was there watching as the dog and the 5-year-old Johnathan went missing.
But when we were called, deputies were on scene with RPS at about 1:02, and they cleared the house to make sure that the child wasn't just hiding in the house. We had a drone in the air since 1:15 all the way up till 3 o'clock this morning with aviation support, with thermal imagery, trying to find the child. We have not got any heat sensors. We had volunteers out yesterday doing ground searches, law enforcement out doing ground searches. Those ground searches around the house got suspended yesterday. We have got support from the FBI, state police, local municipalities, law enforcement volunteers. There's just a whole lot of people to name that's stepped up to really help us. But we suspended the search. We obtained a search warrant for the house. There's explosives inside the house. Encourage anybody that not to take any searching on their own. If they want to search, they need to come sign in here at Cornerstone Church so we know who's doing what, because it is especially around the house, we're going to keep it limited to law enforcement just because of the threat of explosives throughout the property line.
Yeah, wow, what a day. So what, are y'all going to start going out as teams this morning and continue that search?
Yeah. So right now, we're going to brief here shortly. We're going to...
I'd have to send the dad first. First of all, you're coming on, well, they arrested him now, but I'd have the dad walk out first. You know where all these bombs are at that you put around here? You're going to walk out first, make sure the shit's clear, and then we'll follow after you. Excuse me, time up or something and force them out in front of you. You don't want to make sure if some shit blows up, you're going to blow yourself up first.
Organized teams, search groups to get out. Looks like we got a couple hundred people here that we're going to be able to utilize today to do a significant ground search. Like I said, we didn't get any thermal hits from yesterday evening all the way through the night, so that would indicate that the child is either not in the woods or the child is under some kind of structure. So I encourage people that live in this vicinity to make sure they're searching their vehicles, they're searching their garages, they're searching their carports, anything that a child could be hiding under that we might not have gotten to yet.
And I thought it was good advice too, if you have a deer camera or any sort of video equipment, to check that as well.
So if you have any kind of deer camera out in the woods, please check that footage to see if you've got the child or the dog, I believe his name was Buck, on camera. So the child and the dog have still not been accounted for. That's something that we're both looking for both.
All right, well, thank you for talking to us. We know you got a lot to do today. We appreciate you taking your time. Right. Reporting live near Jasper, Russell Jones, WVRC 6 News, on your side.
Okay, I have another update. Looks like they've been doing a lot of updates. Excuse me, I'm still like congested. Because I just saw this post too that they were saying. Let me pull this up before we watch the next thing. They posted this an hour ago and they said the search continues. Oh, they said search continues. Multiple apparent explosive devices were found by volunteers. Authorities have since suspended volunteer participation in the search efforts. So they're removing the volunteers because now this is dangerous. They're literally out there finding explosives. That's crazy. I don't know what this guy was doing. Why is this dad making explosives and testing explosives? Was this on purpose? Was he planning this shit? No, that's what I have to start looking at it at. Were you planning on making this child go missing and then have the whole place booby trapped? I don't have to look at you sideways. Okay, this just was posted. Let's take a look at this, see if they have any new information.
Cleared the resident 5-year-old at 12:28 yesterday. Once law enforcement deputies got on the scene, they cleared the residence with RPS just to make sure that the children weren't hiding in the house. Once we were able to determine that the children weren't hiding inside the residence, we got our drones in the air, aviation support from Aaliyah, Jefferson County. So we've been working ground crews since about 1:15 and drones and aviation, using thermals and things of that nature. Used Donaldson K9s yesterday. We went all the way through the night to about 3 o'clock in the morning. The aviation went to refuel. We started back up this morning. This morning we had an overwhelming response of individuals from the community, surrounding communities, who wanted to come out and help search and help us find this missing 5-year-old. Now, as far as an update, obviously this morning when we briefed, we made sure that people understand the father has been charged. It's nothing to do with the connection of the missing child. It's something totally separate, but it's still a factor that is hindering our search. Okay, we have a search warrant for the property. That they're having to take care of some explosive devices before we can actually get inside the residence and start doing a thorough search. There's been evidence of explosive devices on the property during the search, and we have suspended the search for civilians. We've asked them to refrain from searching at this time until we're able. We have identified at least 8 other potential explosive devices. We do not believe that they're charged, but I cannot say that to be sure until they're examined by the FBI bomb and explosives team. So we've got those 8 spots that's across the street, marked and identified, waiting on them to assess the situation.
And do you guys have any kind of indication on why these explosive devices may have been on the property to begin with?
The father's prior military. It's just something that neighbors have said they've been hearing explosions for weeks now. They didn't really know where it was coming
How come
from.
nobody's looked into that shit, though?
Morning.
I guess that's just, they don't have any laws against that? For weeks, neighbors are just hearing explosions and shit?
Before the report came in, one of the neighbors reported that they heard an explosion about 4 a.m. that morning. They just didn't know where it came from. Can't say that that's in any kind of connection to the missing child. I will say this, that we were about 4 a.m. It's for the father's prior military. It's just something that neighbors have said they've been hearing explosions for weeks now. They didn't really know where it was coming from. The morning before the report came in, one of the neighbors reported that they heard an explosion about 4 a.m. that morning.
Wow. So they said they didn't really know where it was coming from, I guess, the explosions. In the morning that Johnathan child goes missing, 5-year-old, they hear explosions as well, or an explosion. Wow.
We're representing Faulkner, Welty, Jesmond Ward, Greg.
They just didn't know where it came from. Can't say that that's in any kind of connection to the missing child. I will say this, that we've been going on now well over 24 hours of looking for the child, and we have not gotten really any indication of the child being in the woods. We've got no thermal, no imagery from the helicopter and drones. Ground searches hasn't revealed anything to my knowledge. If it has, it's nothing that Instant Command has made me aware of at this time. But other than the potential for explosive devices found on the other side of the roadway from the original property that we started at.
And are those 8 devices, are they near any homes, or is there any concern for the people who live on those
Wooded areas.
Sheriff, you mentioned that the civilian search has been suspended, or law enforcement still out?
So right now it's law enforcement, first responders, fire departments. We're still doing our stuff. As far as just the citizens and volunteers that's come to volunteer, we're going to put that to a halt for right now.
Are you asking for anything? I know you're not asking for volunteers right now, but is there food donations, water donations, anything people can do to support them?
Yeah, so we do have a group of volunteers here that are accepting food, trying to make sure that everybody's here that's fed and hydrated throughout this process. And like I said, it's been an overwhelming response. Everybody's concerned about this child. Obviously, when you talk about the last 24 hours, the weather conditions and things of that nature, for it to be a 5-year-old out there is very concerning. And
I want to ask you about the dog that the child was reported to be seen with. You mentioned that the last time the dog had been seen on a neighbor's camera was the 26th. Can you kind of just clarify that point?
Yes, so the canine has not been located as well, so the canine is still missing. Talking to one of the neighbors, as that dog showed up pretty much every day on their game cameras at their corn feeder. The last time that he has the dog on his camera was on the 26th, the afternoon of the 26th.
The 26th of December. So the neighbor says that the dog every day shows up on his game camera, like I guess for animals and stuff like that. Last time he saw the dog was on the 26th. Now, Johnathan went missing on the 31st, sorry. December 31st. That's weird. And the mother was coming back to take them back home. They were scheduled to be returned on January 1st. That's weird because the brother told the story, supposedly, because Johnathan has an older brother that's 6 years old. The older brother said that I saw Johnathan and the dog run into the woods. And so that the brother went to tell the father that, and the kid's just missing. But the neighbor is saying they haven't seen a dog since, what was it, the 26th, I think I said, right? The 26th? So that's just weird. But how, and then now they're saying with the search, nothing even shows that Johnathan so far is in the woods. The thermal, the helicopters, everything. There's no indication. Could the father have somehow gotten the brother to lie? Or I don't understand. The older brother. Coached? Maybe.
And you mentioned at the beginning about children. So were there other children in the home with the father?
No, it was just a brother.
Okay, so
two brothers,
children.
yeah, age 5 and 6.
And I know that the parents are separated. Did the father have custody of the children? Was he just taking care of them for the holiday?
Yeah, to my knowledge, the custody situation was the father got 5 days of custody a year.
And has he been cooperative? Has he said anything throughout this?
I can't speak on that. You know, the FBI did an interview last night. Obviously, they will follow up once we get our timeline and everything in order. Well, they'll do some more in-depth interviews and see what we can come up with.
But they getting cold again overnight. Is there any other plans to use those thermal drones again?
Yes, so the aviation landed. They're bringing their helicopter out of Montgomery to get started back up with the air searches and thermal searches. Yes.
Can you give us an idea of the number of resources that are here? Like, do you know how many total law enforcement? We're seeing a lot of different departments.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got agencies from, you know, just the ones I've seen, and I'm sure there's some here that I haven't seen. You know, we have the FBI here, we have SBI here, we have ALEA here, we have Summerton Police here, Jasper Police Department, Adamsville Police Department, Jasper PD. You know, just locally, I don't know outside in the Jefferson County what agencies that we have here. I've seen some Jefferson County deputies earlier.
We saw some connections to Florida on the mom's side. So is the boy from here or is he from Florida?
No, the boys, the mother, from my knowledge, moved to Florida about a year ago, and the dad gets visitations. Like I said, my understanding of the visitations is 5 days per year.
I know the father that's been charged, you mentioned that there's no connection to disappearance.
That's pretty wild too. 5 days a year. That's the custody terms. Makes you wonder what happened there.
Mississippi, but we're representing Faulkner, Welty, Jasper,
Like what happened? I wonder if it was a nasty custody battle or did he just agree to that?
just to name authors.
What happened there for them to say, yeah, 5 days a year is what you get? And out of the 5 days in the whole year, this is when some shit goes down? When the kid's missing and we don't know what's going on?
Is there any indications of a criminal element to this disappearance, or is it still too early in the investigation?
It's still too early to say one way or the other. Obviously, the concern is, as you can see, the resources that we have put into searching, the amount of people that we have had out searching, the grid patterns that we have searched. When you take the ground searching plus the air searches, the fact that we haven't found the child is concerning.
At this point, is it still a search or is it turning?
We're still going to remain optimistic and we're going to call it a search.
And you mentioned that there were 8 explosive devices on this side of the road. Do you know how many yet were at the property?
I have not briefed. We're briefing here in the next 30 minutes or so with the FBI and all the agencies to kind of get that, everybody is doing their own thing. The FBI has been processing the house, trying to get the explosive devices contained and out of the residence since, I guess, about 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. So they're still working on that. So once we get everybody back in, all the agencies together and kind of go over what we have accomplished today and see where we're at and see what the next phase of this is going to be.
Sure. Can you give a plea to the public who lives in this area? You've been mentioning a lot about trail cams, deer cams, everything. Just want to give you a chance to kind of talk about how important it is to turn over that video and where to turn it to.
Yes. So right now we're working on a tip line with the FBI. That way individuals, and we'll release that information when we get it available to where we can get a centralized, where all the tips aren't getting spread out to everywhere, where there'll be a one hub of information we'll be able to go to, and they will be able to send it to that. I encourage the public to, one, if you live in this area, be vigilant. Look under your cars if you haven't drove them in a few days. Look in your garages, look in your carports, look anywhere where a child would be looking to get, out of the elements.
And is the mother here? Have you spoken to her? How is she?
The mother did make it in last night from Florida. We have spoken to her, and she has cooperated with us to the best of her abilities.
How big is the search area?
I don't know exact mileage or a route, at this present moment without talking to Instant Command. They're mapping. They got a mapping program that they're mapping everybody in their searches.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
We're just out here working. We have a lot of resources out here. We're committed to doing everything that we can. We don't want people getting burnt out. I know that we have a lot of people that want to help and they're here. But what we don't need is people that are willing to volunteer to get here day 1 and day 2 and get burnt out and this thing turn into a week-long search, and then we get toward the end of the week and we don't have additional resources and we don't have help from the community.
Sure. Can we expect any more updates from you tonight?
Yeah, once I'm able to get our briefing done here in the next 30 minutes or so, and I get more information, I'll be more willing to update everybody.
Thanks, sure.
All right, thank you. Gotta make sure they have no mic on.
For sure.
All right. So the dog and the boy, Johnathan, are missing. I'm going to check too and see, because it looks like they've been doing a lot of updates with this story. What we just watched right now came out an hour ago. It's the most recent update. I want to show this in a second here for a backdrop. Oh, let me show you a picture of the Johnathan and the dog, black dog.
His charge should have only been a maximum of 5 years.
Right there.
From Mississippi, but we're representing
Now, breaking news out of Walker County, where an urgent search is underway involving first responders and volunteers. They're looking for 5-year-old Johnathan Boley, who's been missing since Wednesday. New information we have confirmed now. Walker County Sheriff Nick Smith tells us Jonathan's father is now facing charges over explosives found on the property. Sheriff Smith tells us the FBI is working with law enforcement there on scene to make sure that property is safe. Now, our crews on scene say a dive team and a helicopter team are now involved in that search, including a pond behind a church. We will keep you updated on air and online as soon.
They do have a chopper up too. I just checked flight radar. They have an active chopper up. It's Alabama law enforcement circling over, let's see, Marigold Road and Highway 195.
Is there anything that you want folks to?
And if you look, I believe it's the same area from where Johnathan supposedly went missing. Highway 195, Marigold Road, Jasper, Alabama.
But we're representing Faulkner, Welty, Jesmond.
So it seems that the volunteer people have been told to go home today because of the explosives and the danger. It's not safe. I want to show this other video too, the backdrop of they showed some video of the search today. I mean, the whole thing doesn't sound good to me at all. I hope that he's out there and they find him. And kids have been found out in the woods, but the whole story is just kind of sus to me. The only thing it's like where I was like, oh, maybe this really did happen the way they're saying, is because the older brother had said that he was there and saw his brother and the dog disappear into the woods, and he went to go report it to his father. And this presser here,
is to make sure they're checking the vehicles, checking their
Are we we're recording? Y'all still need help?
Yeah, live in the area. Is to make sure they're checking the vehicles, checking game cameras if they have been out for morning. We haven't had as much as one heat signature,
not even one heat signature
to indicate that the kids in the woods. So
not even one heat signature to indicate that the kid is in the woods. Wow.
Indicate that whether he's not in the woods or he's under something,
Or under something.
But we haven't found the dog either.
How is the dog?
The little brother said that when they were at the wood line, that the brother and the dog went across the fence line, and he went back to tell the dad that the brother had went across the fence line.
Okay.
Nobody's seen him.
Okay, so that's the last time he was seen, was in the woods.
Allegedly, yeah.
Strange, man. So the brother said they were at the wood line. Johnathan and the dog run into the woods.
Is there anything that you want folks to?
Tonight went on. The celebration shifted gears just a little bit. Live music from multiple bands took center stage. Local restaurants asked.
However, his charge should have only been a maximum of 5 years.
I'm gonna block you if you're constantly spamming like that, because it takes away from the chat and the conversation. YouTube already hid your comment, but if you keep spamming like that, I don't know what your purpose is. Are you a robot, or are you an actual person that's just sitting there spamming? I'm gonna block you. I don't know what's up with that person. Okay. Yeah, so let me show this video. I want to show a little bit of the search, but I also want to keep the flight radar up. I wonder if there's any scanner too. Probably not, but I'll check anyway. Does not sound good to me at all, though. And I'm sure that mother could probably tell stories about the father and what's been going on. I mean, I hope for the best, though. I mean, I hope, They posted this earlier, so you can kind of see what the area looks like in person on video. Oh, thank you so much. Welder Fab 85. Thank you so much for the 5 memberships. Appreciate that. And Jessica, thank you for the 5. The 6-year-old went to tell the father the 5-year-old brother went under the fence. By the time he went back, his brother was gone. That's the only thing that's like, if the father wasn't there, this only thing would be like, that's information on the relevant, I guess. But then the whole thing with the neighbor that said the last time they saw the dog on the camera was on the 26th, and they see the dog on the camera every day. All of a sudden, they don't see the dog anymore. That's weird too. That's really cool. From the wood line to the home. Search on Facebook. Facebook a lot of times has like a wealth of information. Sometimes, kind of curious about the neighbors. How far is the wood line from the home? It's crazy too for this father to have all these explosives in the house and have kids in the house too. Some sort of audio. I know something's playing in the background, but I'm not sure what, because I did see that. Let's see. I don't know if I can stop that. I don't know where that's at.
The celebration shifted gears.
Yeah, I hear it too, actually.
Live music from multiple bands took center stage. Local restaurants asked.
I don't know where that's coming from. Let me see if I can find it. Isolate it.
Mississippi, but we're representing Faulkner, Welty, Jesmond Ward, Greg Isles, Tennessee Williams, Willie Morris, and again, just to name authors.
Okay, so we got it. So yeah, let me look here. A flight radar, I could put that back on the screen too. Just to see the live helicopter search going in circles. Not much to see with this other video. Might be leaving. So he said so far no indication, not one heat signature, unless Jonathan's under something. And they have a search warrant for the house. I want to know what the deets are of the father. I'll join one of these Facebook groups.
So kind of update everybody where we're at. So yesterday, law enforcement, we received a call about 12:28 about a missing 4-year-old child. Turns out the child is 5. The information that we were initially given knew he was 4, but he is 5 years old. That he was missing. Law enforcement arrived on the scene at about 1:02 with RPS. They cleared the house just to make sure that he wasn't inside the house. We begin, so since about 1:15, we've had drones with thermal as well as aviation in the air until about 3 o'clock this morning. Aviation's refueling, they're on their way back. We haven't gotten any heat sensors. We haven't gotten any indication that the child is in the woods other than the 6-year-old brother says that the last time that he saw his brother was on the wood line. They crossed under the fence. And that was the last thing he went back to tell the father that Bubba had crossed the fence line. So the child is missing along with a dog. The dog's Buck. The dog's name is Buck. It's a black lab. It's got a large white patch on its chest. Has no collar. So we have not found the dog as well. So we haven't seen any indications. Last night we found some deer, but we found no dogs, so we haven't found the dog yet either. Nearby neighbor said that the dog was consistently coming on the field every day on his deer camera. He hasn't had the dog on the camera since the 26th of this month. So that's where we're at from that standpoint. Regina here was with the EMA. They're going to stay here and kind of organize the groups and where to search and things of that nature. Stay away from the house. The house is taped off. We have a search warrant to execute there. We have some things that we have to clear out of the house. We can do the search of the house because of the threat of explosive devices possibly out in the woods and inside the house. So we don't want any civilians or search members anywhere around the house. So kind of to update everybody where we're at. So yesterday, law enforcement, we received a call about 12:28 about a missing 4-year-old child. Turns out the child is 5. The information that we were initially given knew he was 4, but he is 5 years old. That he was missing. Law enforcement arrived on the scene at about 1:02 with RPS. They cleared the house just to make sure that he wasn't inside the house. We begin, so since about 1:15, we've had drones with thermal as well as aviation in the air until about 3 o'clock this morning. Aviation's refueling, they're on their way back. We haven't gotten any heat sensors. We haven't gotten any indication that the child is in the woods other than the 6-year-old brother says that the last time that he saw his brother was on the wood line. They crossed under the fence. And that was the last thing he went back to tell the father that Bubba had crossed the fence line. So the child is missing along with a dog. The dog's Buck. The dog's name is Buck. It's a black lab. It's got a large white patch on its chest. Has no collar. So we have not found the dog as well. So we haven't seen any indications. Last night we found some deer, but we found no dogs, so we haven't found the dog yet either. Nearby neighbor said that the dog was consistently coming on the field every day on his deer camera. He hasn't had the dog on the camera since the 26th of this month. So that's where we're at from that standpoint. Regina here was with the EMA. They're going to stay here and kind of organize the groups and where to search and things of that nature. Stay away from the house. The house is taped off. We have a search warrant to execute there. We have some things that we have to clear out of the house. We can do the search of the house because of the threat of explosive devices possibly out in the woods and inside the house. So we don't want any civilians or search members anywhere around the house. So kind of to update everybody where we're at. So yesterday,
I think it's looping. Okay. Okay. That's just odd, man. To me, the whole thing too, that the neighbor would see the dog on the deer cam all the time. And then on the 26th, it stops. The dog's not seen on the camera anymore. But the brother said the dog and Johnathan were at the wood line. Doesn't add up. If the father did something to Jonathan, why just Jonathan? If he did do something. There's a helicopter live too, going in circles, circling the whole area. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. 2026. Hey Chris, man, how you doing? Excuse me. You can't hear me. You should be able to hear me pretty clearly. The 26 might correspond to the start of the boys' visit. That's true. That's true. Maybe the dog wasn't on the camera because he was with the boys. So the father is allowed 5 days per year. And so they were supposed to return back on the 1st. And so I would assume, let's see, because this is the 31st, right? So it could be about around the time the boys got there, the 26th or the 27th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or maybe the 27th. And the mother, I wonder if the mother has said anything on social media about this whole situation. See her name. Angel Boley. Scanner. You check the scanner too, just curious. Alabama. Walker County, right? I think that's what the people said, Walker County. I don't really have any kind of scanner out there. Air Medical Transport Dispatch, Birmingham area, weather, radio, Walker Fire. I don't think they're really... Loud.
Fourth Hatch, have you en route 4134 Duncan Road on a grass fire, cross streets SG Barker Road and Shanna Lane.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have anything. The Episcopal Diocese, however you say that, Diocese of Southwest Florida posted about this. I think that's where the mother works. They made a post about the missing child.
Have you a hydrant at 4710 Duncan Road? 10-4. Also, Thadge, I have you one at 3972 Duncan Road as well.
I don't think the scanner's going to have anything. They're saying what we know so far, the father, Jamison Kyle Boley, 40 years old, on a 7,000 block of Highway 195 north of Jasper, Jonathan lives with his mother in Florida, along with a 6-year-old brother. The boys were on a 5-day visitation. The helicopter got off. Scheduled to return New Year's Day. Jonathan was last seen the day before at 11:30 a.m. It is said that the family black lab is with the boy. This is speculation. Jonathan was wearing a yellow Mickey Mouse shirt, black pants, and Paw Patrol shoes. And they located explosives in the house. Jameson Kyle Boley was charged with unlawful manufacturing of destructive device or bacteriological or biological weapon. I didn't know that part. Sheriff says there's no indication of boys in the woods, except for what the 6-year-old son stated. Damn. The chopper's still there. The brother, it's 5 and 6. So the Jonathan's missing. He's 5 years old. The older brother is 6 years old. Helen. Let me see what else, if I can find anything else about this. We're definitely going to keep following the story.
He was last seen late Wednesday morning, wooded area, playing with his older brother, has been taken into custody for John Versa. Now, Jonathan is about 50, and they're saying that even if your footage shows nothing, that is still helpful.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Hopefully he's found. Let's see, we got anything else here? Some people say they're not buying the story. Let's see what the TikTokers have to say. Sometimes they got something. Two hours ago. Let's see.
So we are here in Walker County where crews are actively searching for missing 5-year-old Johnathan Boley. Now I'm going to flip the camera around so you guys can see a little bit better, but the crews are making their way down. This is the neighbor's property. They are searching just about everywhere along this road. You can see where crews are congregating down here as well. We're not at a great vantage point, but we wanted to get a little bit closer to those crews that are searching down here. Now what we're told, I'm going to zoom in, all of those police vehicles right here closest to me, we are told that that is the driveway of the father's property, and then the father's property is behind here. We were told that explosives were found on the property. We have a couple of photos that were shared with us of the explosives that were found on the property. And then if we go a little ways down here, getting a little loud, but a little ways down here, there is a church where a lot more church crews are congregating, but we are just waiting to hear an update from Sheriff Nick Smith. We are told that he will update us when he can update us, but right now we're just waiting, and as soon as we learn more, we will let you know. So we are here in Walker.
There's a little boy missing out of Jasper, Alabama. His name is Johnathan Everett Boley. Supposedly his dad said he wandered off in the woods yesterday around like 10:30 a.m. and they have been looking in these woods all night for this kid. They have found explosives in the yard and around the house, so they have arrested the father. And this does not look good for this little child. So he needs a lot of prayers. I just have a really bad feeling that he's not in those woods. Supposedly he wandered off with his black lab dog. So it went down to 20 degrees last night. So if he's in those woods, it's not a good sign. But something is not right. Something isn't right about this whole situation. So y'all please pray for this little boy. He needs all the prayers he can get right now.
And there's somebody here posted some of the search videos. Let's see. Pictures and video. Oh. A lot of people searching out there.
All right, move out slowly.
I wonder if this was a volunteer group that got suspended.
All right, move out slowly.
I wonder, I don't know what he's doing. Is he praying or looking inside something? Yeah, water. Oof, all kinds of stuff going on. Let me see what else we find. Alabama. Jasper, Alabama. This is a good page to follow too. Let me see what they got. The updates. I think we got all the recent updates. I am curious about the father's like background, what happened there. Let's see. Okay. We do have this right now. The chopper still up in that area searching. Highway 195, Marigold. See the address. They're searching all along the area that they say Johnathan went missing.
Clock show. My name is Ashanti Ford, and we're actually going to go right over to Gracie Johnson. She's been following a story on a missing person. And Gracie, talk to us more about what you found out today.
Ashanti, this remains an active and very fluid investigation. Deputies tell us the child, 5-year-old Johnathan Boyle, was last seen yesterday, December 31st, around 11:30 a.m. And as of right now, no sign of the child or his dog have been located.
You know, we've been going on now well over 24 hours of looking for the child, and we have not gotten really any indication of the child being in the woods. We've got no thermal, no imagery from the helicopter and drones. The ground searches hasn't revealed anything to my knowledge. If it has, it's nothing that Instant Command has made me aware of at this time.
The sheriff's office says the search has been underway around the clock with K-9 units and drones deployed since around 1:15 early this morning. Smith says the child's father has been charged, though the sheriff is stressing that those charges are not related to the child's disappearance. He says the father is former military and neighbors have reported hearing explosions for weeks, unsure of where they are coming from. Deputies also confirmed they do have a search warrant, but say they've not been able.
I mean, the big detail too is that the night before Johnathan went missing, neighbors said they heard an explosion as well. What was going on there? They're going to have some professionals talk to the brother, the 6-year-old older brother, and find out what was going on in those days that led up to the Johnathan going missing. They got that chopper up there. This is the church, the Harmony Baptist Church. So Jameson Kyle Boley is 40 years old, former military. No prior arrest, convictions, or criminal records, I guess, according to this website. al.com. Yeah, one of the neighbors said they heard explosions at about 4 a.m. And then at 11:30 that morning, supposedly Johnathan walks past the wood line with the dog and goes missing. The family's dog is still missing. A neighbor told authorities that the dog usually shows up every day at the corn feeder on his game camera and said he has not seen the dog since December 26th. And so the mother had just moved to Florida about a year ago.
To execute it yet because crews are still working to make sure the property is safe.
During the search, and we have suspended the search for civilians. We've asked them to refrain from searching at this time until we're able. We have identified at least 8 other potential explosive devices. We do not believe that they're charged, but I cannot say that to be sure until they're examined by the FBI bomb explosives team.
This person here said too that this person said that they were part of the volunteer search. They got called back due to More explosives being found. They have divers searching many ponds in the area and helicopters in the air. Okay. All right, yeah, I think that's all the information that we have on this story for now. So I'll definitely keep an eye on this and update it when we get something more. I mean, I wonder if the sheriff is going to come and give an update tonight at some point. And they say that it dropped down to 20 yesterday overnight. Wow. Jeez. I don't know why they're explosives. The dad had explosives all over the property. He was making them. It seemed like the place was booby trapped. Let me put you guys up on the big screen. Yeah, I agree, Missy. Something's up with the dad. That he had explosives all over the house. Maybe even in the woods, it seems like. See what you're saying? Oh, it's a standoff? What? Oh, Lord. I was just about to get out. Standoff? Hold on, let's see. I agree. I don't understand how they said the neighbors have been hearing explosions for weeks, but I guess they said they didn't know where it was coming from. How do you have explosions going on for weeks?
Suspect involved. We never hope for a bad ending. We do.
TikTok. We might start a new live. Let me see what's
Broke
going
into
on.
the parent's home. There are multiple weapons inside the home. He is armed. They do have eyes on him. They have seen him. He is very agitated. So they're taking their time on this one. They are making announcements. I just heard them making announcements. However, it's off in the distance because we can't get any closer, guys. But we do have the best view on TikTok. We have the best view. No, Linus, unfortunately, this is the only spot that we're going to be able to get to have this kind of view. Everything else is blocked off. And there's no way into the backside of the house. I believe the parents are on the outside of the home. It does not sound like this is a hostage situation.
Saying his parents' house?
Concern. Wait, okay, so Love just said he is the only one inside the house, so the parents are outside the house. The parents are outside the house. So he's the only one inside the house. Thank you, Maddie. I did my best to map out the area, figure out the best way to get us the best view without not being able to see anything. There's K9. We got K9 on scene. The house is on the very back end of that little court right there. The house is on the very back end of that court.
Yeah, I'm going to start a new live so people don't get confused what's going on.
Again, guys, if you're new to the Wolverine family, please hit that follow button. It's absolutely free to do so. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. If you guys can, at least in that daily heart me, it does help with the page. It does help the channel out. Anything that you guys can do as far as like gift gallery or my live goal, never required, but always appreciated, guys. It always goes right back into the channel to put gas in the car, to bring coverage, just things like that. But main thing is just being here, having good conversation, keeping the chat civil. We love you guys. We love you guys being here.
Yeah, I'm going to start a new live, guys, so we can cover this new thing for now.
We are Bridger Butterfly. We're in Orangevale, California. This is off of Hazel Avenue, in between the main roads of Greenback and I'd have to look at the map, but we're just this is.
Thanks, Tammy.
A quarter mile north of Greenback.
They said the flu's going around.
Avenue.
They're saying a big. I even got a notification this morning about the flu going around everywhere. They're talking about Florida. Maybe I got the flu or something. I don't know.
Top of a bear cat over that fence line.
Ooh.
But however, we cannot get any closer. We cannot get any closer because everything is blocked off in this area.
You hear the drones and stuff.
I had to sneak my way into this area to get us the best view we can. Nobody else is going to have this view. We're in Sacramento. We're in Sacramento, California. The city that we're in is Orangevale. We have a suspect barricaded inside a home with a pew-pew. It is his parents' home he broke into. There were pew-pews fired in the beginning of this call, either in the house or in the backyard. Officers have arrived on scene. There are 2 Bearcats inside that small little road. However, again, we are in the best possible view we can be at, guys. There's no other place to go. If I try to get closer, they're going to kick us out.
You're gonna, this is Wolverine?
Yeah, and that's what we're at, the community center right here. Right behind me is the community center.
So
no movement. He's still in the gym room below the window. Okay. Thank you, Love. Love is listening to the scanner for us. She will give us any updated information that I cannot provide, that I have not given in the updates. Let's tap that screen, guys. Let's get to 100K on the likes if we can, and then just go from there, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it.
COVID 67.
Yes, there were pew-pews heard. Yes. Right now, Bridget, do not know the age of the son, no. But the parents are safe. Yes, the parents are out of the house. We have 1 suspect barricaded inside a home with pew-pew. It's his parents' home he broke into. Other than that, he's been located. He's sitting in the gym room under a window. Cops do have eyes on him. He is very agitated, and that's where they are giving announcements. Parents are safe, and now it's just a waiting game, guys.
The Nick Reiner shit, man. You gotta be careful with these kids.
Appreciate you. It's an adult stepson. Okay, so it's not even a biological stepson that did this.
It's even worse.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate the 2026s. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everybody's going to have themselves a great New Year. Hopefully it's better than last year, at least for us. Our last year was not the greatest for us. We had a few things that went south, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, your worst nightmare, I have no clue.
All right, I'm going to transfer you guys over.